Hello and welcome to the Exploit Development for Linux course. This course is going to primarily focus on exploiting binaries that are written for x86 architecture. To give you a high-level overview of what we are going to learn in this course, here it is. We are going to start with learning x86 assembly language. This module is not going to be an exhaustive assembly language course, but the idea of this module is to put you in a position to understand the remaining modules. Okay, and then we will move on to simple buffer overflows, where we are going to learn multiple techniques to exploit buffer overflow vulnerabilities. The catch is that you will disable all the exploit mitigation techniques such as NX and ASLR in this module. Don't worry, we are going to enable them again in the last module, and we are going to modify the same exploits to exploit the same binary when NX and ASLR are turned on. Okay, the next module, writing shellcode. This module is going to teach you how to write your own shellcode. If you have used any exploits or payloads from Metasploit, you might have probably used shellcode already. Now the focus of this module is to show you how to write your own shellcode that can be used in your exploits. To be precise, we are going to write execva shellcode, which will pop a local binsh shell, and we are also going to write reverse TCP shellcode, which will give you a reverse shell when it gets executed. Right, now the next module, bypassing NX and ASLR. In this module, we are going to enable exploit mitigation techniques like NX and ASLR, and we are going to learn how we can exploit the binaries to bypass these mitigations. So if you look at the order of these modules, the complexity of the content and the technical depth is going to slightly increase by the time you reach the end of the course. And by the time you reach the end of the course, you will be comfortable with writing your own exploits from scratch, including the shellcode. In the last module, we are going to write an exploit from the scratch to bypass NX, and we are going to learn a concept called return-oriented programming. By the time you finish this course, you will write your own exploit right from the scratch, including the shellcode that you're going to use in the exploit. All right, now that's the high-level overview of this course, but if you like to take a look at the table of contents, I have covered that for you as well. Let's quickly take a look at that. Fundamentals of x86 assembly. This is what we are going to start with. If you are comfortable with x86 assembly, you can skip to the next module, which is vanilla buffer overflows. In the first module, we are also going to see how we can use GDB and Jeff to debug the programs. And then we will move on to vanilla buffer overflows, where we are going to see 3 different techniques to exploit a binary. We will write 3 different exploits in this module. And then we are going to move on to writing shellcode module. In this module, we are going to write shellcode from scratch. We will write execva shellcode. We will write reverse TCP shellcode. And then we will also take some shellcode from MSF Venom, which comes with Kali Linux. And then we will also learn how to identify and avoid bad characters in your exploit. Okay, so as part of this module, you're going to write execve and reverse TCP shellcode. After completing this writing shellcode module, we are going to move on to the next module, which is bypassing exploit mitigation techniques. We will use 2 different techniques to bypass NX. One is return to libc, and the next one is by using return-oriented programming. We are going to write our own ROP chains right from the scratch. We will write a ROP chain to create some executable space on the stack, and then we will execute our shellcode. That's going to be fun. And finally, we are also going to see how to bypass ASLR by brute forcing the base addresses of libraries like libc. This may sound too technical or too complex to you, but we are going to do everything step by step, and I'm sure you will be able to understand all these topics if you go through every single video. Now, I'm excited to teach you all these topics in a step-by-step manner. I hope you're excited to see you in the next video.